Hey everyone, Mike here, Rusty Garage and Homestead. Today we're going to check out some products sent to us from KemiMoto for the Polaris Ranger. So let's see what they sent us, check them out and see how they work. So you guys can see in the back of this bed, there's paint kind of all over the place. I just noticed I actually broke the bed. Not sure what I dropped in there to do that. And all over, there's just gouge marks all in this plastic, just from throwing things in here, dragging around. Chainsaws are hard on stuff anyways. They're sharp. Okay, so the first product I got is a bed mat, and you guys seen this bed? It's got paint in it. It's got a break from me dropping something, oil, that bar oil gets all over it. That stuff's hard to get out of there unless you got some sort of heavy duty degreaser. So the bed mat is going to be impact resistant, chemical resistant, oil resistant, and it's going to help keep things from sliding around so much. And install is super simple. You literally just lay it in there. Okay, the only thing I would recommend is this is the box that it shipped in. You can see how big it is. I took this out of the box yesterday and I laid it out in the shop floor just to help it lay flat. Otherwise it's going to want to try to stay rolled up. It's going to take it a little bit of time to lay down flat. So let's toss it in the Ranger. And literally it is this simple. You've got a lip up here on this back side that's going to go towards the bed, and then the open side will go towards the tailgate. But this thing is molded just like most of your like your WeatherTech floor mats. This thing fits just perfect with it. It's still got a little bit that it's wanting to curl up. I'll show you. So right over here, it's still poking up just a little bit. That'll end up laying down just fine. So that's all there is to installing this bed mat. Now if this thing gets dirty or whatever, you can just pick it up, pull it out, hose it off, power wash it, whatever you want to do. That's going to keep your bed from getting scratched, dented, and keeping your stuff secure a whole lot better. So you can see I've got these fender flares, but you still have to contend with all of this. You got your ECM up there, all this mud in here, and this big opening that goes over your air box and your clutch cover. And this area back in here is hard to keep clean. Mud likes to get up in here, just like it is right now. Big chunk of it over here, and the same thing over here on this side. Right up against the muffler, you got this void right in here. Mud and everything else likes to get all up in here, and just the hard to reach places whenever you're trying to wash this thing. So the product sent to us from KemiMoto should help us fix this. KemiMoto has sent us a set of fender flares. That's the part number for it. And these fender flares are a direct bolt-on. So we got all this cleaned up for the most part. We didn't do the best job, but it's better than it was. Okay, so the first step, we got to remove a few bolts because, like I said, this is a direct bolt-on kit. These are a 10mm head. We'll take both of those out. We'll remove that Torx head. That is a T40. We're going to go ahead and pull this film off of it. And it's going to install down here on this Torx bolt that we just took out. We'll get that Torx bolt reinstalled, and then we'll start stacking these other pieces in. Now, these other pieces will connect to each other using these. These are just those plastic like pop rivets. We're going to line those holes up, push this through, then we're going to take one of those plastic Phillip headed rivets and shove it through. It does have the 2 bolt holes that'll line up to those 2 bolt holes up here, and it's actually going to fit in behind like so. Line up, we'll do the plastic rivets here and here, and the 2 factory bolts back into here. Take all this up in here, start these bolts back. Okay, number 2 is going to poke in behind number 1 and number 3 here. Okay, now all we got to do, tighten these 3 bolts up. Okay, that's it. That is going to block off quite a bit of mud that's normally able to get up into here. And if we ever need to take this off to get to the clutch cover or anything like that, it's just those same 3 bolts. That one and these 2, and this whole thing's going to come off as one assembly. And we're going to stick this right up in here and start our bolt back. Okay, now these, same as the other side. Poke those through. Okay, passenger side is done. It's going to block off quite a bit of stuff like it does on the driver's side. So it is not touching the heat shield. It's not touching the muffler. So I think that's going to help quite a bit, keeping mud from getting up in there where you don't want it. Here's what it all looks like with the bed down. There's the driver's side and the passenger side. Looks pretty good. Okay, next thing we're going to throw in is floor mats, front and rear floor mats. These are Basically kind of the same thing as what's in the rear. It's kind of like a WeatherTech style. It's got the rolled lip all the way around it, so it fits snug and secure in place, and it's got all these ribs. So with these things, literally, if you get them dirty, you pull them out, hose them off with a garden hose, let them dry, stick them back in, and you're good to go. Okay, this literally just slips right in, just like that. Nice and snug. Now this stuff, that's a nice addition to any side-by-side. This rear one, same deal. Just stick it up in there, and it fits. The fitment on these things are perfect. Let's go ahead and get the ones out and put in the passenger side over there. So you've seen on the driver's side it had two shorter floor mats. The passenger side's a little bit different. This floorboard goes all the way from the front to the rear. You can flip the seat up, go all the way back there. So let's go ahead and get these ones installed. These are going to be extremely nice to have. Just helps keep everything a whole lot cleaner. You can see on this also, it does have, you see on the factory one, there's a ring molded into that plastic. They molded the same ring into this rubber. Now the ring's for putting 5-gallon buckets here and keeping them from sliding around. You notice the rear has the exact same ring. There's a rear floor mat. They molded it into it as well. Perfect. All the way up to the front. And looking at it from the back, same deal. You got the lip on the back side of this mat and the lip right there. Real nice fitment. Okay, the last product that we're going to look at today is a center console. This thing is hard plastic. It is waterproof inside here. It is lockable right here. It also has some holes up here towards the front and towards the rear. I'll show you that here in just a second. Open that up. You can see it's got a seal around this door. It does come with 2 sets of straps. That's what goes into these holes up front and rear. You go up and under this seat, and you can secure this thing directly to this seat and not have to worry about it moving. So what's nice about having the center console here is it's 2 more cup holders. It is a dry storage, it's lockable, and it's an armrest. Most vehicles nowadays are bucket seats and have a center console, so you have an armrest or the seat has an armrest on it. These Polarises, they don't have any armrest on them. So just being able to lean your arm on this is going to help out quite a bit to make yourself just a little more comfortable. Because anymore, I think most states, these things you can street legal in, and this one's street legal. I drive it all over the place, and just one of those comfort features. Or if I'm in town and I want something locked up that I don't necessarily want sitting out in the open, I can lock it up in here and it'll be secure. All right, well, I am curious about the slip resistantness. Is that a word? Slip resistantness? Anyways, I'm curious to see how secure or stable things are going to be in the bed of this thing. So I'm going to throw a couple chainsaws in the back of this, and we're going to drive around and just kind of see how they hold up. Then we'll also take a look at the center console and see how that does. Having this just for an armrest is extremely comfortable. All right, everyone, I am really looking forward to all these products that KemiMoto sent us. Huge thank you to KemiMoto for allowing me to test some of their products. All these products are things that I've had my eye on for the Ranger. KemiMoto does make really good products. If you guys remember, I did a gun rack install that was KemiMoto, and also this chainsaw mount that stays, it pretty much lives on the Ranger and carries my little top handle around all the time. So if you guys want to see those videos, I'll link them right up here. I'll include links to all of this stuff that you can get on Amazon down in the description box. So if you're interested in any of those products, go check it out. So thank you to everyone that has stuck around and watched all of this. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Everyone out there, stay safe, take care. We'll see you in the next one.